Hi guys, it's Tracy in Australia and I'm here to share another project. Hopefully it will brighten your day a little. A very fun kit from Calico Collage this month called Dogs and Roses. So right up my alley, being a mad dog mum. I actually had this gorgeous fabric in my stash, and it's a toile and it's got two gorgeous children with some Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. So the colours went really well with the pages, and that made a beautiful cover. The journal measures 5 by 7 and the cover consists of several layers. As a tie, I decided to make a little wrap, and I'll take that off and show you. It comes right off, it's not held on. I used several layers of fabric. This is vintage linen, some vintage net, and another vintage fabric, some sari silk, some chiffon roses, and then as a feature I have used one of my handmade flowers and some velvet leaves. So I scrunched up the sari silk here to make another little flower, and then added a garment pin with some little charms on it. So seam binding to act as the tie, and that completely comes off. So this is my cover, beautiful fabric. And I've stitched around that to stop it fraying too much, but there's several layers including batting, because this part is actually part of an old quilt and you can actually see the stippling that's on there. But because this is a separate fabric, it doesn't have that stippling through it. So as I said, two signatures, and very vintage sort of feel to this one, and a little bit mixed media as well. So I made a little window here because there was this gorgeous poodle on this page and I wanted to feature that, and it just grew more and more layered as I went along. So there's a book page here I've stamped, and then there's lots of paper that's been collaged, pieces from the kit. So vintage laces and this little piece of bling, which is kind of like the what do you call them? The ribbons that you get if you win at a dog show. I actually used to show my poodle. It's a long time ago now. So that was just kind of like a little nod to that. So on the back here, paper and a little scrap of wallpaper. So there's Mr. Poodle, and this little Tim Holtz clipping says he could make it on his looks alone. So that had to, of course, go with that. So cute, so funny. So I've hand torn all these pages. I did collaged a little bit of a book page there, turned these pieces over. I really like that look, and I've been doing it a lot. More collaging, and there's actually a little piece of paper there that comes out. This is a waxed napkin, and I'll leave a link to the tutorial that I watched to do that, and you can see how it changes colour. This is a tea-dyed piece of paper, and then if you put it onto the white, it's quite different. So that was fun. Tea-dyed paper and a little stamp punch up here, that's a dog paw. So here I've used a Tim Holtz paper doll, and then just collaged up some pieces from the kit. There's a little bit of jute under there, and this little tag says paw prints on your heart, on my heart, which is of course what dogs leave. Lots of paw prints on my heart. So I haven't tea-dyed the back of, these are actually pages from an art book, so watercolour paper. I haven't tea-dyed those, so you could write or draw on them. One of the pages from the kit, I've used a paper doily here, and then collaged on some of that vintage wallpaper. Just some little tag that I've made with Tim Holtz stamp. And I decided to make a little envelope out of some of the book pages from a book that was on my bench, and just collaged on some of the pieces from this kit. A little garment pin with some tags and pearl. So this is copy paper and it is lightly tea dyed, just to give a little bit of variety. I like that. So I've added a paper doily here, and again the collaging. Tim Holtz stamp, and this is a Kaisercraft piece. I love my bingo cards. How adorable is this little girl? And that looks like a Saint Bernard. So here I just had some little scrappy pieces, and I used these 2 pieces from the kit to turn it into a little pocket and popped in a piece of ephemera. So lots and lots of ephemera in the ephemera kit. Here I've just added to this page. I did print it out twice, and I've added a little bit of the wallpaper and a little bit of lace, and pops those little pieces into a little pocket. And there's also a pocket here, and I've added a piece into that. So this was the bottom of a page, or the top of a page, and I've turned that into a little writing space and used one of the banners. There's lots of banners provided in this kit as to hold that in place, and I won't put that back in. We'll just keep moving on. So just held in place with a little paper clip. This page is one of the pages from the kit, and I just reduced it in size to provide a little variety. That's the center, a little bit of paper collaging again, and a little pin, and it says made with love. There's a scrappy little bit of vintage tulle tied to that. I did make lots of tags using offcuts, just because that's what I've been doing. I've sewn around that. Really cute little pocket made out of a piece of ephemera, decorated with some other pieces, stamping. So I think, you know, using kits, you can change them around. They're not always going, then no 2 journals are going to look the same just because you've used a digital kit. You know, they're very open to doing creative things with them. You know, they're great for beginners because they do give you lots of options, but also a bit of structure if you need that as well. So here I've put a paper doily behind some fussy flowers. There were lots of flowers in the ephemera, and I do like to use those as tuck spots. So I think I've used all of those and then some extras. Again, another tag that I've made, and look at this beautiful piece of ephemera. Isn't that gorgeous? My dogs would be horrified if I asked them to sleep in a kennel. Well, they do sleep in their beds though, but they have soft beds and they sleep in our room on their beds. So this is a little Kaisercraft piece, and I've made a little pocket and put a stamped ticket in there. Another card that I've made. So stamping, lace, stitching, piece of wallpaper, and then 2 little pieces from the kit. This is the back page of my half page. Look at that adorable puppy. And here I've made a little booklet. Again, some collaging, a little bit of lace. I did love these butterflies, and I've put stickles on them. I don't know whether you can see that, but they're really glittery. So this one, I actually made a little window. And you can see a little boy and a girl and their little dog doing a trick. So how cute is that? Really cute little page, and I've put a little Tim Holtz clipping that says from the very first moment, because I'm imagining that, you know, little boy and a little girl with their dog who would go everywhere with them, sharing all their adventures, hear all their stories. Look at that cute little dash hound. And just generally be a friend. This was a page from the kit, and I've reduced it in size and turned it into a little booklet or a little fold out, and put the word remembered up there. This was a page that I didn't use, and I cut it into 4 pieces and used a postcard stamp on it. But as I said, heaps of ephemera available in the ephemera kit, but I do like to muck around and make my own as well. So an offcut, and I've just added a tab, and that turns it into a tag. So this is a vintage photo that I've layered onto some vintage paper. There's paper doily, and then I put some little ephemera pieces behind that, so it's a little tuck spot or a little pocket. This was part of a page, and I've turned that into a card. Another vintage photo with a tab on it and a piece of the ephemera. Cute little pug. This page I added one of the sayings, some paper collaging so I can put an eyelet in and put my dangles on there. Same at the back. I really like that it gives that little bit of colour. And this little cutie, I put a doily behind, and here I've put a little clipping that says True Friends, collaging. And there's my friend the poodle. I've added some lace. Another piece of ephemera. And this was on my table, and because it's white, there's a little scrappy piece of Kaiser Craft paper. I've included that as well because I just like the different colours. Again, the page that I've reduced in size so that I would have a bit of variety. Here I've made a pocket and just put some ephemera pieces on a paper clip. Added in some Tim Holtz clippings. The wallpaper. This was an ephemera piece I've turned into a large pocket and made this beautiful tag. Love the soft colours. This was my favourite page. And the wallpaper and a little bit of paper doily, some sari silk there. So you can see that that tag was the same as this page here. Paper doily and a little bit of lace. Look at that cutie. And it says my friend. 2 friends. Dogs love their owners, but they also love being with other dogs. Little tag. Use that guy as a little pocket. And this one, there was a belly band, so I've made a tag, a large tag, stamped lace. That was actually a piece of commercial paper, and then a little tag from the kit, and I've put a little eyelet and that dangles down there. And on the back I added, this had a saying already, so I've added the Tim Holtz boy with the dog. And up here put a little clipping that says, a charm all of its own. Boys and dogs love adventures. Well, children and dogs love adventures. Okay, and I think that's it. I just did a little bit of collaging on the back. I might add something here, not sure yet. Okay, and that is it. I hope you've enjoyed that little adventure. And if you've got any questions about anything that I've done, please leave me a comment in the comment section and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching.